Welcome to the video. Today I'm going to show you what's new in Steelray Delay Analyzer version 0.14. Almost all of the new features are related to the Gantt chart, so that's where we're going to start. The first thing you'll notice is that we've added the grid on the left side with the WBS. Notice that the Gantt chart opens in a totally collapsed state with only two rows visible, the top level WBS node and a project finish milestone that we add. I'll click the plus sign to open up the next level of WBS nodes, and we can see that the top level node has two children. What if you want everything expanded? There's an easy way to do this. I'll collapse that node, and this time when I click on the plus, I'm going to hold the control key down. Holding the control key down does a recursive open, all children, grandchildren, etc. at every level. I've reset things to where we were. If you want to expand a node and its siblings, i.e. the same level in that section, hold the Shift key down when expanding a node. If you want to open nodes to that same level, whether siblings or not, hold the Alt key down when clicking to do that. And by the way, that's how the expanding of nodes in the timeline on the right works as well. As with previous versions, you can drag the status bar left and right through time, and you'll see the WBS bars change. The gap we're seeing is due to retained logic. An activity with progress still won't be scheduled until all of its predecessors have completed. And we can see that if any delay is going to happen at this point, it's happening in construction. One of our goals going forward is to make it easier for you to get insights just by looking at the WBS bars. We'll be moving a lot more information into this view, for example, criticality and delays, but that's for future versions. Some colors have changed. Critical used to be represented by a black border, and now it's solid black. I'll change near critical to be 10 days, and we can see that near critical is half black, half green. Here's a feature we think is really cool. Now that we have expanded and collapsed nodes, how do you find an activity when it's collapsed and not visible? When you're interested in a particular activity because it was delayed or accelerated, clicking on it in the analysis pane will automatically make it visible, scrolled to, and scaled properly. This is a good time for a reminder on a quick way to zoom in and out. Hold the Control key down, move the mouse cursor to the place you're interested in, and scroll the mouse wheel to zoom in and out. Scrolling the mouse wheel forward is zoom in, and scrolling it back is zoom out. Another reminder, when you're in another view like the network diagram, control clicking on an activity node will jump to the Gantt and find your activity for you. So let's talk about what makes this Gantt different from your traditional Gantt, the difference between our Gantt and every other one you've seen. And that is we've added the third dimension, time. In a traditional Gantt, you're looking at the schedule at a single point in time. But in our Gantt you're looking at, it's still a single point in time, but you can move forward and backward in time by dragging the status date. And one of the challenges we've faced is how to deal with added activities, removed activities, and activities that move to a different place on the WBS. All of this is common. So I'm going to load a simple schedule where I've added, deleted, and moved activities. First, here's the schedule at a point in time before we added a new activity, A1050. We can see a placeholder for it, but the gray signifies it's not really there at this point in time. When I drag the timeline to the right, it now exists, so it appears as a black bar. Next, I have an activity that I deleted, A1020. Initially, it's a black bar because it exists and is critical. But now, when I drag the timeline to the right and the activity is deleted, I can see the bar go away and the activity name turns to gray. Finally, I have an activity that was moved, A1000. Initially, it's up here under Phase A. We can see a placeholder for it in the place it will be moved to down below. When I drag to the right, we can see that it is no longer at this position in the Gantt chart because it changed to gray, and it appears in the new place it was moved to as a black bar. You'll notice this round icon with an exclamation point. That's telling you that the activity was moved elsewhere. I hover over it to see that. And if you click on it, it would jump to the new location. Now this schedule is too small for me to show you that, but this is a pretty helpful feature on large schedules. Here's another really cool feature of our Gantt. You're on a row, but you're not seeing that activity. It might be to the right or the left. Just double-click on that row and we'll find it for you. Similarly, if you wanted to zoom to make a particular time period visible, just double-click it in the calendar. One more new feature. The data date down at the bottom has buttons that let you go forward and back by 1 day. And that's it for Delay Analyzer 0.14. As always, check out steelray.com for more information about the product and contact us if you have ideas and suggestions on how to make it better. Thanks.